Productions.
Yeah, can't nobody get it like we get it. A lot of imitators try to steal it. Put me on a verse and I'ma kill it. Know that everybody gonna feel it. Pull up in a caddy, lot of body. Like a thick bitch without a body. I'm just trying to kick it like a Roddy. Quit it and I'm never saying sorry. Highly unapologetic. Highly unapologetic. Highly unapologetic. If you want it, come and get it. Highly unapologetic. Highly unapologetic. Highly unapologetic. If you with it, then you with it.
Welcome back. Episode number 9. Number 9. Highly unapologetic podcast. Jason's back. Jason's been gone for 2 weeks. I was a little annoyed for a hot second, and then I found out that he dropped a skit.
I did.
Dropped a skit.
I did.
A new skit.
Kawhi Leonard is back.
Kawhi Part 2.
Had to.
And there's nothing better than ruffling the feathers of Spurs fans.
It is. It's a guilty pleasure of mine.
It is a guilty.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
I just enjoy it, especially they're not relevant right now.
I'm a Spurs fan, and I think it's hilarious.
That's debatable.
So stop it. So
how's Giannis doing anyway? He's all right.
He's hanging out with
back
the Spurs.
in Greece.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if he's in Greece, but whatever. But anyways, Jason's back. Daddy's back. We also have old Steven back, and tonight we also have his lovely wife here as well. This is Kaylee's with us, and for those of you all watching and who notice that I have probably the best hair on the podcast except for Jason.
Yes, I was about to say.
Kaylee is largely in charge of my hair. Hadn't seen her for a hot minute, but we can thank her for my hot hair. And but anyways,
thank you.
Thank you.
Anytime.
But anyways, what we need to do, so me, you, Steven, real quick, we can get Jason and Kaylee both involved in this, but we need to touch on something that we missed last week. Last week we were talking about the Friday night lineup, the TV shows that we like to watch, and get a text from old Saucer today, as a matter of fact. He was listening, and he informed me that we missed a big one on the Friday night lineup.
What's that?
And it was the Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Do you remember that one?
No, I don't.
Don't remember that one.
I don't remember that. Should I?
Jason?
Of course you should.
I should.
I remember the title.
Oh, man.
Wait, are you serious? You never watched it?
No, I did watch it, but I
Okay.
can't recall any. Like Family Matters, I can recall episodes.
Okay.
Right.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper, I recall Mr. Cooper.
He played for the
Black
Warriors.
guy.
Do you remember that part? Played for the Warriors.
See how much I know.
Oh, Lord.
I remember the show though for sure, but that's
You don't
all.
remember it at all. Okay, so then here's my question to you, Kaylee. What was your Friday night lineup?
Anything on Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
Okay.
I was a
Okay.
big Nick
Gonna have to
fan.
give me names because I was
Okay.
watching.
Clarissa Explains It All.
Oh
Oh.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was. Hey, we can add her to the. Melissa Joan Hart. We can add her to the crush list.
Yeah. True. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, this one's super lame, but it was like my guilty pleasure. Gullah Gullah Island.
Oh no.
Remember that?
wow.
one?
Wait,
She's out.
that was Friday?
That was
That was like morning, yeah. That was Thursday at 6 a.m.
Oh, no.
Come and let's play together
And
in
Kazan, Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Oh,
I'm
man,
going way
she's
too
going off
deep.
now.
bright sunny weather. Let's go.
Yeah,
Gullah Gullah Island.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
That's the thing.
I remember that more than Hanging with Mr.
Wow.
I think I might have to just do it. Right on. Let's get him back here.
But that was like Nick Jr. That was like early morning.
Unfortunate.
I mean,
needed
it
more
was still
friends.
fire, but you know.
So the best thing growing up into getting into school is walking into science class and seeing the TV on the cart
Oh yeah.
because you knew what was coming on.
Nice.
That was
down like it was.
what was coming on in science
Nice
class.
nap.
Bill Nye the Science
Bill
Guy.
Nye the Science
Yes.
Guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the best part of science in 8th grade, high school.
Did you know that?
Yeah, that's right.
The skin on the bottom of your feet is the thickest skin in your body.
That is.
Now you know.
And now he's kind of
So
gone
you
off the deep end.
Seen this yesterday?
Wow, that's
When's the last time you seen it? Yesterday?
she has 4 kids, man.
Oh, okay.
She has 4 kids, so I mean it is what it is. But
Understandable.
we can't go too deep into this because we talked about that last week. So shout out Sauce, man. I appreciate that text message. That's a good one, man. But
I'm liking the viewer feedback.
yeah, dude.
Come in.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for checking it out.
Sauce is probably our most loyal listener. Like he texts me about every episode.
Yeah.
My sister texted me, Kelsey, talking about, dude, your recollection of sitcom names is hot garbage. It's trash. Because
What?
I don't know if you remembered last week, but I was like struggling to
Trying to
come
name
to name them.
It's been a minute though.
But yeah, you're talking about like 20 years.
Yeah, no,
and
for
so, you know, my bad, Kelsey. I mean, like, my bad. But we're not going to do that tonight. So that's kind of a pet peeve of mine is getting those text messages. Like I can't help it. I can't help it. You know. So, but that's what I want to talk about tonight. You got any pet peeves?
I got a few pet peeves.
Give me one.
My first one would be bad texters.
Bad texters. Okay, so I'm with that. Jason,
Get on here.
Oh my God.
Jason's sweating.
Man.
I'm glad you said that because
texters.
because that's my beef with Jason. That's my only beef with Jason.
Hey, that's not bad if you got.
I'm horrible at the phone. Like,
And
horrible.
he's self-admitting that he's
Yeah.
bad at the phone.
Haley, how are you at texting? Inquiring minds want to know.
I don't respond for weeks at a time, apparently.
Oh, I'm there.
Weeks.
I'm there.
But I am working on it. No, I'm honestly, I'm really bad at it. I don't understand why. And it's like, it's in the back of my mind, like, haunting me, you know? Like, you
yes.
still haven't texted her back.
Yeah.
You're never going to text me. You're
Dude,
horrible
dude,
friend.
stop it.
Jason,
That's literally me.
It does not.
That's me.
It does not haunt you.
And
that
then
you
I can't
don't-
go to sleep at night.
Text him back.
I stress out about it.
I
I'm like,
don't know. Stop it.
oh,
Yeah.
I don't believe that for even half a second.
Adam text me. That's right.
So I got a story about that too. The other day, I got a text. No, it was a Facebook Messenger,
Oh, no.
and I was like, "Man, Kayla, that's Kaylee's friend? Why is she messaging me, right?" And I read it, and she goes, "Hey, can you see if Kaylee's okay? Like, I text her, like, if I did anything wrong or anything, I really didn't mean
Wow.
to." And she
No.
felt terrible. And my first response, without even talking to Kaylee, was, "I promise you, you're fine. Kaylee does this to me every time." And she even put in there, she normally takes a while to respond, but not this long.
Wow. So
know.
wait, she does this to you too.
She does it to me all the
Wow. So you're
It's
almost.
not that bad. But if it's, yes, it can get that bad. But with him, I've trained myself. Like, if I see his name pop up, I'm like, oh, I gotta,
Stop what you're doing.
There
I gotta
you
like,
go.
respond right
Text
away,
me
or
back.
else it's like, I'm never gonna
Yeah.
get
See, that's
anything
how I am with my girl. I like.
Yeah.
I'm definitely much better, but everybody else, including my parents,
Oh,
which is
man.
horrible.
Ooh.
They
You
get days,
do that
weeks.
to the Pastel Poppy?
I do,
Shout out.
Wow.
cause he just. I love my dad, right? But when he calls me or texts me, it's normally about something that I don't want to hear about. Like off top, he hits me over the head with something that I just don't want to hear. It's not like, hey, how you doing? It's like, hey, I need you to do this, this, and this. So it's like kind of rubs me the wrong way. So
So Pastel Poppy gets the
Yeah.
cold shoulder just like Adam.
I like
nah,
to.
it's not.
Normally, I'm trying to plan stuff. Like if it's just even Devin, we gave Devin a shout out last week or the week before. But what makes me mad, at least Kaylee won't answer, right? But Devin, I'll say like, "Hey, what's good?" Right, and he'll answer within a reasonable amount of time, right? A few minutes or whatever. And he's like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And I ask the question, right? "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" Or "What are you doing tomorrow?" And then nothing. So I'm all,
He's
why
gonna think about
respond?
the answer.
I'm
Why
like,
respond if you're not going to text me back? Just don't respond until
Agreed.
you're ready.
well, yeah, let me. Okay, so let me bring some clarity for you. Let me ease your mind. Okay.
The mind of a bad
Yeah. So sometimes we think we respond and we don't. That's one thing. Like,
That's for
you have a whole message there. Sometimes you get busy, you know. It's not that I'm not trying to respond to you at that point in time, but you know, not everybody's phone people. Like, not everybody's adjusted to this generation. Some of us are old at heart,
Yeah.
you know.
I'll definitely give you. I'm maybe a little bit of a phone addict.
Yeah.
Which,
See, most people are.
What, me?
me.
You?
Yeah.
Oh, if there was like a game show where you needed like a lifeline, like if you text this person, they text back within X amount of time.
Steven's the
win
guy.
$1 million.
Yeah.
Text this guy.
100%.
He will text back right away.
See,
And his text back more than likely is going to be for show.
see, that's.
That's
But like most people are like on YouTube, they're
So
on social media, they're on all these things. So when you get a message, like, okay, me, I don't really do any of that stuff. So like, I'm not a big YouTuber.
the only time I
Netflix
forget
guy.
to text back is when I'm playing a game.
Like
Yeah.
a video game.
I gotta finish this level real quick. Nah, Toy Blast on my phone.
What is that?
I'll show you one day because I'm on level like almost 3,000.
Oh, it's time to give it up.
That's
Dude,
a
no.
lot of levels.
It's
Dude,
time-
I've
time to give
been
it up.
playing this game for like.
Wow.
I think we have two people that agree. It's time to give it up.
I've been playing this game for years, but yeah, that's why I won't. But man, that's a good pet peeve, and hopefully we can get Jason back on board. On
Yeah,
that.
that's one of my pet peeves too. I hate
Yeah,
it.
my biggest one, and it's probably not even that big a deal to most people, but I cannot stand watching anybody floss. Yeah. Like it's a necessity of personal hygiene, but I feel like it is an intimate moment between you and your mouth. And that's the way it needs to stay.
Like behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors in the bathroom. You can't do that.
Do you whisper sweet nothings?
You can't,
to
yeah.
your teeth?
And the thing about it is, like, I worked in a dental office, so naturally, I think looking into somebody's mouth is disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
You are
mouths,
so weird.
like
That's the dirtiest place,
mouths
right?
aren't necessarily gross to me, but looking in somebody's mouth is like disgusting. And so, and I'll give you an example of this is, you know, I administer medications at work, and part of that is making sure they swallow. So you got to look down these kids' mouths and make sure they swallow it, and it grosses me out. I can't stand it. But I've got a coworker that he's in the room next to mine, and love this dude, older gentleman, and he's been in the game that Jason, you know, the game Jason and I are in, and so I go to him for advice a lot of times. So I love this guy, but he carries one of those little picks,
Oh,
those
gross.
little flossing picks with him. He'll get up in there. He's got a little baby fro, and he'll stick that thing up in his fro, go about his day.
Do not tell me he reuses it.
Dude, he'll come back
course he
hours
does.
later,
No.
and he'll start picking his teeth again, man.
Okay.
And
The hairstylist in me thinks that is just
it's disgusting.
it's horrible. You
And-
shouldn't do that. You should tell him something.
No, because
Encourage him not to.
that's my boy. He likes to get in his feelings. I've been hurting his feelings a lot lately.
Aw.
And
Not in like a bad way.
not in a
Like,
bad way. No,
you're
no.
putting pieces of dead
But-
skin particles and sweat and dirt in your mouth,
Right.
and in your teeth.
And then
Just like a basic hygiene thing.
and then bringing the dandruff into your mouth. But and that leads me to another one. You ever heard of teeth sucker?
Yeah.
Hate teeth
I think
suckers,
that's
man.
actually on the list. Teeth sucking.
Is it?
Yeah.
Can we?
What list?
Welcome to the Google segment with
I need time.
Jason.
I need a couple of seconds.
All right, we're gonna
Yeah,
pull that
seconds,
up in a
but I
minute.
got
But,
you.
but the flossing, it just goes back to mouths. Like, and when I was little, we lived in this little town called Stephenville, and my dad was a preacher, and he would go out of town a lot, meet different meetings, and preach at different congregations or whatever. And sometimes my mom would go with him. And when we were living in Stephenville, we would stay at these people's house, and they were older, and I still remember the names. It was Juanita and Dean, and Dean would take us to our football games, and I'd sit up in the front of the truck with him, and on the way, he wouldn't turn the radio on, he wouldn't do nothing, but all I'd hear was him sucking on those teeth.
Just over and over?
Yeah, the entire car ride from his house to the football field, from the football field back. He may have had a toothpick in his mouth, but
That's
and I
weird.
just like and I'm in like 5th, 6th grade. Don't even know what a pet peeve is, and I'm
How
just
long
looking.
is that drive? Now I want to know
Yeah.
that.
Dude, it was a 5-minute drive that felt like 3 hours listening to this
my
man suck his
gosh.
teeth.
Just for no reason. Just
No reason. And I think that's an older person thing because my dad, as he got older, the last few years of his life,
Oh, yes.
he would suck his
You ever
teeth.
see the old people that suck the stuff out of their dentures? They low key like move their teeth down, suck out what's in there,
That's disgusting.
clean it out, and
That-
then like shove it back up.
No, and you hear like the suction when it grabs it back.
Yes, you
That
can.
is
You like
gross.
like that.
Yeah,
That's weird.
that is super weird.
They wish they had dental
And
picks.
disgusting.
And
That's
then
your other
they
guy. See,
swallow
that's what it
it.
is.
I bet
the
they wish they.
horrible part.
I think they'd rather wish they had better denture glue,
For regular
so
teeth.
that stuff is not getting stuck up in there.
Yeah.
Dude, but I couldn't like after staying with the Westons a few times and listening to this man suck on his teeth as mama no. But the only reason I enjoyed going over there was Juanita could cook, man. She could throw a casserole together.
Sounds like she can cook, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, he's sucking it out of his dentures. He wants to enjoy it a second time.
Savor it.
yes, the flavors.
Are we on the Google segment right now?
Yes.
Okay,
Wait,
all right.
Can I get my pet peeve first?
Yeah. Give your personal one before we give Google's.
It took me a long time to think about this, but one of my pet peeves in talking about phones is when somebody has every sound on their phone on. Like
Oh, yeah.
every notification, every ringtone, you hear the keyboard clicking. Like
Put a name on
Oh,
it.
what?
Put a name on it.
Joseph Navahar, she's a 40-ounce, the great, my rapping partner, best friend. He's one of those guys that you'll be in like a silent environment and you'll hear him just texting. You'll hear the message come in. You hear it go out. You hear the emails. Everything you can imagine. Every sound of phone. And I have my. Part of the reason why I don't get back to people is I keep my phone on silent or do not disturb. I hate the sound.
Same.
I hate it. So to hear every sound, like I don't need to hear a text message go out. Like you know what I'm saying? I don't need to hear it come in.
Right.
I hear you clicking, playing games. Like every single sound your phone has, he has on and high. So you hear it. And he knows what everything is. I hate it.
When I get a brand new phone, that's the first thing I do is go and I turn all the sounds off on everything. Games, notifications, Facebook, everything. Like off.
I don't think I've ever touched the sounds on my phone.
That's a lie.
Oh, so
No. Like alarms, I will do alarms, but
No.
like
Sometimes you can hear her texting, and I have to do the look like.
no, that's whatever's preset to it. Okay, so this is what
okay,
ends
makes
up
sense.
happening. This is why I don't text people back because I wait for messages to come in. So I'm like, I gotta turn my sound on so that I can hear things come in. But then I start texting back, and I'm like, that's annoying. And I turn it off, and then I set the phone down, and then I come back, and I'm like, 30 messages later.
Yeah.
Let me respond to 5 of them, and I'll get back to the other ones. And then it's like, turn it back on, and then I hear myself typing, and it's a vicious cycle. And that's what ends up happening.
That's a good pet
I should
peeve.
probably
that's
go
a-
and just change. I should just go turn off my typing sound.
That's a great pet peeve, actually.
Yeah, and you have all your sounds on, right? So
Whatever
you really have no
anything
excuse
said.
not to respond to people like me. Mine's
Right.
on Do Not Disturb, so you really have a
Do not
problem.
disturb.
This
Yeah.
thing
Oh, yeah.
right here,
That's
this
a whole
combo-
Oh, yeah.
level.
Yeah,
See, and that's
Do
the
Not
thing.
Disturb, like
So mine's on vibrate.
no, that's sound.
No, okay.
I don't know.
Not
That's
if
a,
it's
that's
sitting
a,
on the counter over here. And
yeah, that's a stretch.
I don't want to hear that.
But we've mentioned this on the show before. Jason will literally leave his phone sitting on the island in my kitchen in my house at work and walk off.
Yeah,
Where's Jason? Oh, he's at the other house. That's weird. His phone is sitting right here,
like literally.
and he literally will not come get it for 30 minutes to an hour. It'll stay
Yeah,
sitting there.
seriously. And
And
if
the
I
thing-
come back, it's because I'm pretty sure my girl has hit me up in that time,
Right.
so I'm not trying to get in too much trouble. But
And
outside of that,
Right.
Yeah,
and the
I
thing
just
about it
sit
is,
down.
he trusts the kids know you don't touch this phone.
Yeah.
You don't even look at this phone. And then the kids are, for the most part, are pretty good about it. I mean, you got one or two here or there that'll grab it. But yeah, like I've handed Jason his phone at work before, and he's like, "Oh, thanks, man."
yeah, like, I didn't know what was missing.
Why are you giving this to me? But yeah, that's a good one. What else y'all got?
Okay, so according to Google,
Google.
The number one
With Jason.
pet peeve is slow walkers.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Dude, the grocery store.
Oh man.
I cannot stand that.
Grocery store road rage.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I have to walk around you, I'm upset, and I'm gonna cut you off in the grocery store.
see, I see another one on here is
Yeah.
slow drivers, and actually that would be my number 2 pet peeve.
Yeah.
I hate when people drive like they have nowhere to go. Like maybe it's because I'm always in a rush. I don't know, but people just seem like they don't have it. Like I don't care. Just go somewhere fast. Just get there.
I feel like if you left early, Jason, you wouldn't be as in a rush that you were.
But that's not true. I thought that too.
No matter what, right?
But yeah, but I'm still speeding when I leave early. I'm
Same.
speeding when
You're right.
You're
I
always
just
speeding.
yeah.
On the way
100%.
I have a
here,
need
he's
for
like,
speed.
zoom, and it's like we left right on time. We got here early.
Yeah, she's
and
right.
he's like speeding the whole way.
See, it's just you just enjoy. You're just used to driving like that.
For sure.
See, and related to that, like one of my pet peeves is being late. Like I can't stand being late.
Same.
Yeah,
Like,
I hate it.
I'm
Like
a lot
oh,
better at it because
disgusting.
Of him. This guy's made me a better person in many ways.
oh, that man, you guys are cute. Seriously.
Ooh, look at that.
I just-
Wow.
That was on
That
the.
was so money.
I'm gonna
Back
edit-
to Google.
I'm editing that out of the video. I'm just kidding.
Save it and send it to me.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Delete it. The word moist. Anybody here have a pet peeve with the word moist?
Not me.
Not me.
Anybody? Any takers?
Let's ask the one
Moist.
on the mic tonight.
Yeah. Know anybody? You?
I'm about to find out right now.
I
Moist.
actually know a girl who did not would not eat a cake if somebody said it was moist.
That's super. That's
They would
dumb.
be like, it's so moist. And she'd be like, ew, gross.
Not
I can't
gonna
eat
get
it now.
And y'all still friends?
No.
Yeah. See, good.
See, I know zero men.
At her though.
Yeah. Hey, can we add her?
At her.
Dude, I will put this on the internet
They're
and
not
add her.
They're not friends, so
in
you're
a
good.
heartbeat. Okay.
Yeah.
Moist.
Moist, but I don't know any man
Moist.
who has a problem with that word.
Not one.
Not one. I know that's a woman.
I'm sure I could find one.
Okay, so my question would be.
Moist.
Actually posted on my Facebook group. Any men here not like the word moist?
Let's
I
do it.
guarantee you I can get a.
Absolutely.
There's no
I will
way.
do it right now.
Let's do it.
How do you even get to that level where you don't like a word?
Same.
You know, like outside of like maybe no. Like
I
what
feel like
word is
somebody-
this?
Somebody, I feel like somebody had to have gotten them there, right?
Right.
And like, I don't know, just used it in ways that they do not like.
Yeah. Cakes. I don't.
We're gonna find out.
Moist. I'm about to annoy somebody around here. It's about to be somebody's pet peeve when
Yeah.
we're done.
I wonder if somebody's gonna turn off the podcast right now.
That's exactly what I was just about to say. I bet we lose a couple listeners on there. They're going to make it halfway through. Oh, I can't stand
Like,
these
they
nasty
just
dudes.
keep saying it. Why
Can't
do they
stand
keep
these nasty
saying
dudes.
it?
Moist.
Moisturizer.
Y'all are awful. Oh, you know what I hate? What's number 3, by the way?
It just gets boring after that. When
I
when a
found- I
computer or
found
phone
one.
won't load a page fast enough.
Ah.
Yeah, I guess that's.
That's
Yeah.
boring.
I mean, yeah.
That's boring.
I know one. People who don't change out the toilet paper roll when it's empty, and you just leave
They just set it on top.
They leave the.
That's a good one,
just
too.
just the empty roll there. Like, what am I gonna do with that?
So,
Throw it out. Duh.
yeah, and there's probably a trash can
Replace
sitting
it.
right next to you.
Yes.
100%.
So that leads me to this. I've read people who get annoyed with if somebody puts the toilet paper where it comes over or under.
Oh, it has to go over.
The direction of the
And
toilet
do it
paper.
under your
don't
rule.
care.
Yeah, you're just lazy if you
Do
have a problem
not
with that.
care.
You don't care at all.
I do not care what.
Doesn't that make you
as-
extra not lazy?
If hey, look,
No.
if I can
If you're
pull
like
it off,
specifically putting it.
Are you gonna switch it or are you gonna leave it?
I have actually, if it's on the wrong way, I take it off and flip it over the way.
oh,
I
you're
like.
so
Oh, yeah, you're
extra.
not lazy.
Oh my goodness,
I even folded in a
He
triangle.
said it,
at
not
the
me.
bottom. I'm kidding.
you are so extra. That is awful. I don't care which way it goes as long as I can tear off my squares
Exactly.
and clean myself off.
That's it.
Don't care. Don't
I
care.
didn't know there was a way to do it. I just learned something.
Dude, yes, like I have actually seen on Facebook people like get real big mad in discussions about which way it goes. It's weird to me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's one way that makes sense. So I think that it doesn't bother me necessarily. It's more so just like, hey, use your head. There's one way to do it.
Yeah.
and there's clearly a right way to do it.
Yeah.
That's my thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me necessarily.
Just as long as the toilet paper ends up flushed down the toilet and not used in the trash can.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, that does not need to go.
Right.
That should go unsaid.
So here's my other one is watching people clip their nails.
Oh.
So and
Rather than clip it, than pick at it with their fingers.
dumb. I cannot stand the sound. Number one, of the clipper getting through the nail.
Yeah.
I do not like that. Yeah, it's worse than that.
Yeah.
I can stand that. It's worse than that. But I also cannot stand the possibility of that nail flying off and hitting me
In the mouth.
anywhere.
Ugh.
I do not. I
lip.
I do not want. I do not want anybody else. Like I get grossed out when I see somebody finish clipping their toenails, or I watched them like do it 2 days ago, and then I'm in that area and I see one.
And then they put it in their mouth.
Oh, what?
What are you doing?
One time.
No.
Yeah, right. Who would do that?
One time. Who told you?
Who does that?
Yeah, who would do
Kaylee, that's
Okay,
disgusting.
you want to know something really gross? When I was a kid watching Rugrats or something, I don't know, something on Nick Jr.
Gullah
I
Gullah,
would
right after
pick
Gullah
my
Gullah
foot
Island.
up and bite my toenails.
Okay, so every
That's
kid,
disgusting.
every kid has done that.
Really?
But
Okay,
but
No.
stop it, Jason. You
No.
still do. I know you do.
my dad
I
would
could never
really
stretch like
stop
this.
We might need to
sucking on
ask-
those toenails.
We might need to ask Pastel Poppy.
That's a
Oh,
negative.
let's get Pastel Poppy on the line. But no, here's my thing. Like I do not. I like other people's toenails gross me out. Like I don't want it clipping. I don't want to hear that sound, and then like it taking my eye out. Like I would much rather watch somebody like gnaw on their fingernails because I know where it's going. It's a gnaw, and it's away from me and spitting it.
I feel like you should
baseball
not
in
be
you.
anywhere near close enough for there to be any type of way that could hit you in the eye.
Well,
Right.
my mom is the same way. She hates the sound of it.
Yeah,
And
my mom too.
if we're in my mom's house or we're hanging out, whatever, and anybody starts doing that, like she'll send them out, like go to a different room to do that.
Oh
That's
my gosh.
and I'm like high fiving my mother for that. I'm like,
Thanks, Mom.
That's
Yeah.
where you get it from.
thank you, mother, for that, because that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Do you get pedicures?
Is it?
I've never had one.
What?
Ooh, you should get one.
You should get one.
Is that the
All
feet or the
time.
hands?
That's the feet.
Oh yeah, those are pretty nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard.
I heard. Have you
Especially
Have you gotten one?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, they're pretty nice.
Adam, not one.
Not one.
They got massage
Oh,
You
chairs.
need to.
Some give you wine.
They give you good like.
I think
light
those.
massage.
I think the Asians would give me a complex because I know they'd be talking about me.
They for
That's
sure
fine.
would.
Everybody talks about us, so it's all good.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Nobody talks about me. What do they say about me?
Huh? You don't want to know if you can't handle the Asian talk.
If you can't handle it in a different language, you
You
definitely don't
wanna
want to hear it in
English.
English.
Don't worry about it, buddy. Next question.
Oh, that little guy.
Oh.
Don't worry about that little guy.
Yeah.
Oh man, what else we got? Y'all are killing it tonight.
That's good.
So yeah, the toenails. Yeah, like I said, man, I just rather watch them gnaw on their own hands and
Yeah.
either put it in their pocket or throw it away themselves
Yeah,
instead
I
of.
don't even use a toenail clipper or anything, and Kaylee hates it.
Picks at
I'm
it.
the same
Literally,
way.
Pick at it,
He like groups them together. He keeps them in like a nice little like toenail pile,
and then I throw them away.
and then he like
Yeah.
swoops them off and goes and throws them away. But like while you're waiting for him to get done, there's like this toenail pile.
Well, see, I
growing.
would, yeah. So
That's like
I
right
show her
next
the
to
good
our
ones
drink.
too.
That's
I go,
love
I
right
go,
there.
hey,
That's
look.
a marriage
I go,
life.
hey, look, this is a good one, right?
Yes, he shows it to me. He's like, look how good that one was.
So
I'm like, ooh,
So,
yeah.
truthfully, I do something similar to that, but not with toenails, and it's weird.
you do it with
Yeah.
boogers.
No.
Close.
No.
Nose hair.
Oh,
You didn't see that coming, did you?
no,
You guys don't have nose hair.
that was a left
Anyway,
turn.
well, how do you do you just leave them or you trim them or what?
I
I
don't
stick
take
the little
care of
thing up in my nose.
I grab them and boom.
Ooh.
I know that hurts.
It does hurt.
I
And
know
my
that
girl gets
hurts.
so pissed
Your
off.
eyes start watering.
And I just show her, like, and then just,
Somebody get.
you see how long that one is?
Have you ever seen somebody get their nose waxed?
No, that's a
They
that's a
actually
thing.
Get it waxed. Yeah, so it's like they fill it with wax and then they put like this little stick up there and then it dries together and then they pull the stick out
No.
and it looks like a little Christmas tree, a little nose hair Christmas tree.
Who would invent such a torturous?
But
Hey,
you
I
don't
mean,
have
you
to
get
worry
it
about
done in
nose
like
hairs.
one fell swoop.
I like 3 at a time, just boom, and just
Ooh.
it's
about
intense.
100 at a time?
It's an intense
Oh,
sport.
that is disgusting, Jason.
It's an intense sport. Let me tell you.
Your eyes water.
No, I'm used to it. I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah, it's nothing to it.
But you don't do that with your bugs.
boogers.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's one on there, there's one on there. But I'm not.
No.
I'm not.
No,
hunting-
no.
I'm not hunting for
That's
bats.
not that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about when you're pulling nose hairs and you just happen to get a bug. I'm talking about when you're up there getting a bug.
Nah.
Really talking
You
about
don't.
boogers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was younger, I had like
Welcome.
welcome to the podcast. But when I was younger, like boogers was one of my favorite words to say. Boogers. It's fun to say.
Moist.
Are
Boogers.
they ever moist?
Moist boogers.
It's boogers.
Oh man.
There go 2 more listeners.
Moist.
I also used to
Moist.
eat my boogers.
Boogers.
When I was like
Oh,
really little, when I was like 3 or 4. That's why my mom called me booger. I didn't
So
find this out until later on.
Because you were doing what?
I ate my boogers.
Oh,
When I was
that's
really
cool.
little.
everybody ate their boogers.
Really little.
Yeah,
We're gonna
really.
Clarify that.
Like 20.
Salty.
So, funny story about my dad and boogers. We used to have this dog, and its name was Lexi, and Lexi was stupid dog. And you know,
she was cute.
my mom loved her. Yeah, I mean, when she was younger, she was. But my dad was. I was over at their house one time. My dad was laying on the couch one time, and he pulled a boog out, and I guess he was into the TV show he was watching. He was laying down, didn't want to get up to go, put it in a Kleenex, throw it away, whatever. And this dog comes up, takes a little sniff, takes it from him.
That's a good dog.
And I watched this whole thing, and I went like the light bulb in my head went off. Ding.
Special.
That's
I like
horrible.
that.
And so a little later, when I pulled the boog out,
No, same.
Lexi,
Oh, wow.
she came running in
Wow.
and took that thing off my finger from me.
Is that dog still around?
No, dog is not around. Died probably of worms.
Overdose on boogers.
Overdose on boogers. Had too many boogers and
That would
worms.
get ya.
Yeah, that would get you every time.
But that dog made me laugh when I watched that dog take that booger off my dad's finger.
Gross, dude.
But-
Horrible for letting her. Be like, no,
Right.
Lexi, don't eat that.
which now leads me into another pet peeve is watching somebody like dig for boogers.
gold.
Oh,
dude.
man.
Scratching their brain
Oh, yeah.
and pulling part. But I gotta say though, like you wake up in the morning, going through your morning routine, your hygiene routine, you're in the shower, and you pull a booger out, and it comes with the tail that you feel like is up in your brain,
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
and then you can breathe again. Like those, like that's probably one of my
It
favorite
was too
things.
graphic. But I feel
worried
but I feel you.
We're going to go deeper.
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
get a nosebleed, and you like clog it up,
Oh.
and then like it dries up, and then you like take the thing out, and it has like the.
Dry
You've
now.
never had this experience. You're looking at me crazy. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
though.
absolutely. I get
It's
bloody
like
noses
it's
all the
like
time.
it comes
Yeah.
from the back of your throat, back
Oh.
in, and it comes through like you were pulling a ramen noodle through. You just keep on pulling, and it just keeps coming out. It's just
A
it
ramen
just
noodle.
hangs. It's like,
Yeah, that
I
was-
look.
Yeah. And you gave me a
I
hard
used to
time
get
about
a
my
lot
nose
of
hair.
bloody noses
Yeah,
when I was
yeah.
a kid.
yeah.
I could tell.
I don't care where that tail comes from. If it comes from my brain or down my throat, I can breathe again. As long as I can breathe through my nose again. And that's the first thing in the morning, too. So you know you slept all night breathing through your mouth, because you can't breathe up in there. So you get in the shower and pull them boogs out, and now you can breathe.
Oh.
And now your day's going to
Did
get
you know
started
that
well.
if you slept with your mouth shut, you would actually breathe better? Your body would know how to breathe on its own. My grandma used to tape her mouth shut. It was the weirdest thing. Walking by, see an old
Oh
woman laying
my.
down on the bed like that with duct tape across her mouth. Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure that's what's happening?
Was anybody else in the room? Was anybody else in the room?
Where was Grandpa?
We're handcuffs. Handcuffs. A part of the.
Felt like Grandpa was.
I think something just clicked for you in your head right now.
Oh,
Do we need to talk to Clarence? Is that a
no, Betty, no.
Do it to herself.
thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let
She
her,
would do it to herself.
For sure.
and you actually watched her.
Yeah,
Like,
that was part of her nighttime routine.
Shout out, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
shout out.
And then, but she would breathe through her nose. But it was because if
That
you're a
was-
mouse sleeper, you're not getting as much oxygen if you just breathe through your nose. Your body's naturally going to open it up.
Oh, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Your grandpa was a perv.
Shout out to Grandpa.
Yeah. Shout out, Grandpa. What was his name?
CB?
Is he still alive?
No.
Oh man,
Rest in
too
peace,
bad he won't
CB.
hear this.
Yeah.
Right.
Give him a high five at
Right.
some point.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey,
Energy high
whatever
five.
tickles your fancy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's up?
Whatever tickles your fancy.
I guess
Who are
something.
we to judge, right?
Tickle something. But yeah, man, that's pretty funny. I've never heard of that. Anybody taping their mouth
Never.
shut. I can't have anything on my face anyway while I'm sleeping. Like, I don't know how people sleep with those.
Oh, you do that sometimes.
So
I can't do
I've
that
done
either.
it a couple times. I found one the other day at the house, and the little cover, the eye cover, during the day I needed a nap. It was way too bright, and I was all, "Hey, you know what? I found that thing the other day. Let me try it." And it worked. It was dark. It was perfect.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it worked. I was happy about it.
He looks really cute with it on.
It's true.
Like very fancy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take your word for it. I'm not gonna.
I
I'm
was
not gonna
just
ask for
wearing the eye cover, and that's it.
it. Dude, this is a family show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know you're right.
Dude, that side of the table got gross
Yeah, does
tonight.
anybody just sleep around here?
Yeah, for real.
That's the guy talking about toenail clippings and boogers.
Dogs eating
Yeah, you're
boogers.
sick.
Yeah, you know what else is gross? Loofahs.
What? No,
Loofahs.
I have
Loofahs.
loofahs, but I'm always worried that there's going to be mold or spiders in them.
No, what you need to worry about is the shower peers.
What?
The shower peers. Who might pee on your loofah while they're in
Why
the shower.
is your loofah on the floor?
Hang up your loofah.
No, but
Adam.
you hang it on the. So I've seen loofahs on the actual faucet.
No, that's not where it goes.
I am
Definitely
not.
not.
I don't even use a loofah. I mean, I'm just good with a rag or
A
whatever.
loofah is good for exfoliating.
But loofahs are gross to me.
I love my loofah.
And I still
hang up your loofah. Adam.
Seems like another pet peeve word, loofah.
I know what to get you for your
Someone,
next
we just
main
lost two
course.
more.
Loofah.
Moist
And they
loofahs.
just realized right
Oh, that sounds like a band.
Moist loofahs.
Yeah.
We're the moist loofahs and we're here to rock it out.
with the
now. After you love it, and after you want to leave.
so the moist loofahs are headbangers. Is that what you're saying?
That's what it
Gotta
came out
be.
when you said it. Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, that reminds me. I gotta.
picking headbangers. The moist loofahs.
Oh, yeah.
That reminds me. I gotta revise my my favorite rapper. By the way, and I decided I need to do this.
Finally,
I need to. No, not
is
my
it gonna
favorite.
be a real rapper this time?
Not my favorite white rapper. My favorite overall rapper.
I forgot who you said.
And I decided to do this when you came back. My favorite was Nas,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and I bumped into number 2.
So the guy. Go on.
I bumped into number 2 for another New York rapper,
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun.
And it's not Jay-Z.
and
Right?
it is not Jay-Z.
DMX. No.
Oh no.
Yeah. Ooh.
Got it?
Oh no, I haven't forgot it.
Busta Rhymes?
But he brought up DMX as a good one. That's Method Man.
Okay. Did you see the documentary? The
I did not.
yeah, they
But
just released one for Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang just dropped an album, and Ghostface was in charge of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I listened to it through it and made me go and listen to Method Man. And like, dude, I have been a fan of his the whole time. I just didn't know how big. So he has now jumped to number 1.
I just realized like your number one picks are just unstable. You know, you never know.
Yeah.
a Batman fan, and now you're a Catwoman fan.
Look,
you were what was it for Nas, and now you're who would you say?
Nas.
Ludacris? No,
No, that is ludicrous. But yeah, man, I actually got an email the other day that he released a song, Method Man.
You get emails about this?
Yes, from
How do we
Spotify.
sign up for that?
Spotify,
Oh, okay.
because I feel like I follow his page,
Okay.
and
okay.
so I got an email that said new music from Method Man. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so I went in, checked it out, and it's called Squat Up, and it's pretty dope, and I enjoyed it. So then that made me go into his page again and just start listening. And the only thing that annoys me with Method Man is, he was in Wu-Tang, and you can't go to a Method Man song or a Ghostface song or a RZA song or a Jizza song without them having Ghostface featuring or Method Man featuring or ODB featuring.
Yeah,
Like a Ghostface album is a Wu-Tang album.
yeah. You
A
got
Method Man album is a Wu-Tang album.
But that's what they said in the documentary. I watched it last week, and they literally would work on one project, like a solo project, but everybody would be on it. Then that person would be done, and they go to the next person and do the same thing. So,
Right.
because they had a group of
That's
8
good.
people, whatever it
Yeah.
is, so they gotta all get paid
Right.
somehow.
And they worked it out in their contract. This is what I like the best about Wu-Tang is they worked it out in their contract to where it doesn't matter. Like you sign Wu-Tang for 3 or 4 albums, but it does not keep Ghostface from going to do something solo or Method Man going to do something solo before all the 4 albums are done. They can still go do that. And I think that's what makes Wu-Tang so high on my list is you're getting a whole bunch of solo stuff or so-called solo stuff, but it's still Wu-Tang. And that's why Wu-Tang's the best.
Yeah.
So versatile. So you take Andre 3000 and let him do a solo. I'm sure it'd be good. But you let Big Boy go do a solo. I'm not a fan.
Yeah,
I'm probably not going to check it out.
I'm not even really an Outkast fan.
And we know.
Huh?
You heard me.
Say it one more time.
Not even really an Outkast fan.
Yeah, I'm not
Andre
really.
3000. You know what his best work was?
Are you gonna say, "Hey, y'all"?
Four Brothers.
Wow.
The movie.
No, we
Yeah,
know.
Yeah, you heard me.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
we're
fine.
not. I'm
You're
not.
entitled to your own
No,
black opinion.
I'm not really a Steven fan right now.
Yeah. And he used to
Am I
live
gonna
in
apologize for
Stevensville.
it? No.
I hope not. I hope not. But you take you something like NWA when they broke up.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre's a trash rapper.
Yeah, I mean,
Ice Cube was
trash is strong.
see.
It's a strong word.
he's
but
a
yeah,
good producer,
Yeah, for sure.
but he's not a good rapper.
Yeah, way better producer for sure.
Ice Cube was a good rapper solo.
Yeah,
I wasn't a fan of Eazy-E solo.
yeah.
I didn't even know who the other dude was. Who was the other dude?
Yeah. MC Ren,
Yeah.
Yella.
Did he
Him?
do anything solo? I don't know.
Not that I could tell you.
But you take Beastie Boys, who are great as a group.
Yeah,
If they did something solo, you wouldn't listen to them. You'd think they were corny.
Yeah.
But all the Wu-Tang.
yeah, but it always seems like the writers, like Ice Cube, was the big part of the writing for NWA.
Right.
So I think that's why solo
He's
did fine,
Forrest,
obviously, right? Because he's the lyrics behind the
Right.
NWA. So I think that goes into it.
But who made the beats for NWA?
Dr. Dre.
Was it Dre?
Did y'all see the movie Straight Outta Compton?
I watched parts
Yeah,
of it.
I did.
Parts
I
of
did.
it.
You need to watch them. That honestly made me go back and like them even more.
Yeah,
And it just like Eazy-E was more like the business side initially. He was the only one that like could really front them
Right.
when everybody else was like coming out of high school, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Ice Cube was always the lyricist, and Dr. Dre was always the producer / DJ.
Yeah.
So like you said, once they broke up, like obviously Ice Cube is still gonna be good because he's the rapper.
yeah, for sure.
And Dre's
Right.
still gonna be good because he's a producer. But producers.
Yeah,
Made
we saw
music,
that. I mean, we
yeah.
see it now. Yeah,
And that also leads me to another reason why Eminem is not my favorite white rapper. Is because he's rapping on top of Dr. Dre beats. I think some Dr. Dre beats are kind of corny. You can tell, you can pick
Man,
explain
it.
I think Dr. Dre beats are kind of corny. You can pick a Dr. Dre beat out, you know, without Dr. Dre rapping on it.
Right.
Oh, that's a Dre beat. Because they kind of got that same, and Eminem's rapping on. If Eminem rapped on a Timbaland beat,
it wouldn't be as good.
It would be better. Or a Scott Storch beat, be better.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if I can get behind that.
But the fact that he's rapping on Dr. Dre beats is, I'm
making him worse.
Making him worse.
I thought you were gonna like make the argument that Dr. Dre beats are like the reason why he was relevant, not the opposite. Wow, you're just you're just come out with the tell us the truth. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Moving the mic. Oh, okay, we're back.
No, that's like I feel
I've never heard that ever.
Same.
Well, here it is.
I even like Dr. Dre.
Welcome to the podcast, guys.
Yeah. No, you're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, and the reason we love each other is different opinions. Different opinions. That's been said before. Differences.
Yeah.
So Eminem gets on a Timbaland beat.
It'll be better.
I'm with it.
I think it would sound inauthentic to his voice.
Exactly.
Ooh.
You're it, man.
Well, that's
right on the head.
That's because all you know is Eminem rapping on Dre beats.
Nah.
No.
She hit it right on the head. Ooh. You sound like you've been hit in the
head. So I'll say this. I will say this. I feel like the Renegade song with him and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a Dre beat.
You don't?
I don't think that's a Dre beat. Was that not a Jay-Z beat? Because he killed it.
Well, Jay-Z doesn't produce. He wasn't making beats at the time, so it's probably a Dre beat.
Can we get that at Google? Yeah, Google.
I got the song on my.
I do too.
On my phone, bro.
We'll do a double Google segment with Jason today.
Oh yeah.
But that was. I thought about that the other day. I was listening to a couple of Eminem songs. I was like, man, this would be a lot better if the beat wasn't corny. You know what I mean? I just feel like that's the only word I can use for Dre beats is corny.
I'm trying to picture it in my head, like listening to a song.
Ding 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 ding.
And just I get what you're saying. Corny just seems like
excuse me. Eminem started like producing himself. Like he's a producer. Like a lot of the beats he does, he produces now. Like Dre was more early on.
Dre must have been an influence.
Oh, for sure.
Because
I mean, to be fair, he influenced probably a big percentage of music today in general.
I feel like the feedback for this show, once it gets to this segment, is going to be like pretty anti-Adam. What'd Google tell you?
Yeah, excuse my language. Okay, so a couple of things. Renegade was produced by Eminem.
Okay.
And it was released September 11th, 01. Did you know that?
I did not know
that. Like on September 11th. Not September 11th.
Wow.
September 11th, 01. So, yeah.
This is a successful Google segment.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, apparently, Marshall Mathers was a songwriter, but Eminem produced it. That's weird. Aren't those the same guys? But that's
so Eminem did the beat on that.
Yeah, produced by Eminem.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess my beef with Eminem is Dr. Dre.
Yeah. It's okay.
It is okay. You're right.
Are you going to apologize for it? No.
I'm not going to.
I'm not going to.
When have you ever known me to apologize for anything? Ever?
Not once.
Not one time. Not going to start over a couple of rappers that make no difference to my life.
Yeah.
Other than being entertained. And I love being entertained, but it's not that serious.
Oh, yeah.
You got any guilty pleasures? You missed this part last week.
Guilty pleasures.
Yes.
TV shows.
Music that you don't really want people to know you're a fan of, but you love secretly almost.
Yeah.
Like mine last week was John Mayer.
Okay.
Love John Mayer.
It's a good example.
I had one when I was younger, like high school.
Yeah. But
I don't want to say it no more.
Say it.
Speak on it.
So you already put it on the mic. Yeah. I'm not cutting it out. What is it?
My friends used to dog me because like 15, 16, I was still like heavy in the Disney Channel, like heavy. Like Lizzie McGuire, like all that. I was still I was watching that like
David Stevens was dope.
Yeah, all of it. That's what Raven like. Yeah, I wasn't going to football games with all my peers. I was at home watching the Disney Channel.
Wow.
Yeah. Life goes on
your
though.
Mama wanted you.
Just where she wanted me in my room, Indian style.
So that's it.
He's such a good boy.
Indian style makes it
That's
worse.
my boy. I actually couldn't sit Indian style since second grade. My legs just don't do it.
So that's it. The guilty pleasure was Disney Channel in high school.
Yeah, it's just
Or was there something specific?
nah. They just used to clown me because I still watch the Disney Channel. Like
That ain't nothing. Your friend.
What about
friend?
music? I want to know what songs you'll put on in your car when you're by yourself, but you'll skip if somebody else is in the car. Ooh. There's got to be, right?
I'm gonna go with 40 ounce of grape.
Time out.
Ooh.
So funny story.
Just kidding.
Every time. So I got 40 on a playlist, and we listen to it regularly, Riley and I. And every time 40 comes up on the playlist, he perks up real quick like this, goes, ooh, the GOAT.
Yo, you know what? That reminds me. Another pet peeve. I'm sorry. I know we.
Go for it.
So I make skits, right, and make music.
Yeah.
One of my biggest pet peeves is when you let somebody hear something or see something and they start talking over it. That's the worst thing in the world.
Like
Yes.
while
If
they're
I'm like, hey, check the song out, and we're listening to it, and they just start talking over the thing you just, and not even just my own stuff. I say,
right.
I want you to hear this new Jay-Z song, and you start talking over it. I hate that. I hate it.
You dropped
Just
the best pet
disrespectful.
peeves of the night. Because 100%. I'll pause it and wait for you. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, no, go ahead. Say what you need to say. And then, you know what I mean? And then I'm going to start it again.
Yeah, it's horrible. Like, dude, I just told you I wanted you to hear this, and then, like, obviously I want to hear it too, and now you're talking over it. Just disrespectful. I hate it.
You're disrespecting me. You're disrespecting the artist.
Yeah, my car, everything.
So much disrespect.
Get out. Walk.
So
Walk.
yeah.
Now you got me thinking of Jones. He's
Yes.
like, get out.
So can 1B?
Oh.
Can you put a name on that? Does somebody do that?
Ooh. You know, I have a friend named Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Lee Hinton. He used to be my roommate also. Yeah, he's one of them guys. He'll be like asking to hear new music from us. Like, yeah, let me hear that new 40 Ounce of J. And then we play, and he's like, you know, I got something to say. And it's just like, you asked for this. And then, like, go back to your room. Like,
All right. Well.
yeah, so that, I can't stand that.
Okay.
I'm getting upset thinking about it. Maybe that's number one. Maybe.
I'm really learning you can't talk about somebody on this show and not drop the name. I'm kind of loving it.
Yeah, that's
How it should be. I would tell him to his face,
Yeah,
straight up. I hate
absolutely.
you. Absolutely.
And here's what I might start doing is when we talk about somebody, when I load the show onto all the platforms or whatever, and I announce that it is dropped, I can't tag them on Facebook under the Highly Unapologetic page, but when I share it, I'm going to start tagging people.
That's a good idea.
We talked about you. Well, what'd you say? Don't know, man.
You'll see.
Just going to have to go listen.
You might like it, you might not.
And don't even ask for an apology because we're squaring up if we need to do it.
Apologize or square up?
No,
The answer is always square up.
the answer is every time square up. And so another funny story. So I'm talking to Daniel. I'm going to get some podcast shirts made.
Oh, okay.
We'll do some tie-dye. We'll do the new logo.
There you go.
And I sent him a message and some like rough drafts, and he sent me a message back because I had the logo on the front with the tie-dye looking pretty hot, and then on the back I put apologize or square up.
Ooh.
And his first message back after seeing both sides of this shirt was, the back is trash.
Daniel's a hater.
Daniel
bro.
is so anti-new era, and it's my favorite thing. It is
He
hilarious.
shouldn't be. At the end of the day, it's all love. 210.
It is. Hey, you need to do that again. Show him again.
210. It's all love.
Hey, New Era's on the back of that shirt too. But he's
Right.
he's so anti-new era. It cracks me up. He goes, I'm not No, the back
He
is
won't do it.
No, the back is trash.
You're gonna pay him,
Yeah,
and he wouldn't
the
do
back
it.
is trash. And
Loyalty.
I said, look, I know why, I get it, but I need that on the
my
I need that
gosh.
on the shirt somehow.
Daniel,
And
come
so
on, boy.
and so then a couple of days later, I don't know if you've got him on Snapchat. He doesn't ever show himself on Snapchat. He'll show his radio and play the song or whatever.
Yeah.
And the other day he texts me, and he never does this. Go look at my Snap.
Oh.
Okay, cool. And he's got Be Humble on there, Kendrick Lamar, and the caption says, "Where's Frankie?" or where's Franco?
Yeah.
And it took me a second to figure out exactly what the snap
Yeah,
meant.
yeah.
So I texted him back. I was like, "Who's Franco?" He's
wow.
like, he goes, "That's Frank Ortega, dude. Now listen to the song." Perfect.
Really?
And he goes, "Because they're city champs and everything, you know."
That's right, though.
So
We
hey,
are.
okay. I mean, that's cool, man. But
Although they double dipped us, but that's okay.
and then he sends me a snap of him at I think he was at HEB in the ice cream section. He goes, "Look where I'm at." Reminded me of this weekend's tournament. He's showing all the ice cream. So this dude's petty level is up after double dip in New Era. But y'all doing a Google segment over there? What are we doing?
Yeah,
Listen.
we're looking for the responses on Kaylee's Facebook post.
Oh, did she do
about
it
the word,
already?
About the word moist.
You got
did.
responses
I
already?
only have one guy, and he really just can't get over the fact that moist could be used in any other form than cakes.
Then talking about cake.
He's like, "Are we talking about cakes?" I said, "The word in general. Well, give me an example where it's useful other than
It
cakes."
can't, not on this show. We're not.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
I said, "That feels moist. It needs to be more moist. It's not moist enough." Those are all
Wow.
examples of the way
Hey,
to use the word. I
check
don't
your girl,
know.
Use it in a sentence. What's its origin?
Do you like the word moist? Does
He-
it bother you?
And so that was the only response.
So far.
far.
So far.
So we need to. Send me screen caps when you start getting more, and we'll load them up.
Yeah,
But
we'll bring them up.
yeah, that'll be awesome. But we're about out of time. So a couple of things before we get on out of here. Like we said, mentioned before, now the show really got going. Is Jason's got a new skit out. I don't think it's
I
on your
do.
page yet, right? It's
No,
on Lauren's
man,
page.
I tried to put it on my page this morning because apparently I don't know if y'all know this, but with social media, there are like hot times like to post stuff to get
Okay.
the most views possible. So I tried to get up this morning and do it, but like IGTV wouldn't let me put a description. So it didn't have a description. It was just a video. And it's kind of important. So I'm probably going to post it tomorrow,
So
especially because Toronto looks like they're about to win today.
stop.
I mean, no Clay, no KD. Come on.
But that's good for Clay, like, because
Right.
he should get a big contract. So they're
going to.
showing that
Yeah.
they need him.
Yeah.
But Curry has 45 right now, but they're down
Wow.
they're down 15
in the fourth quarter or
with
what?
6 minutes left in the game.
So I told Lawrence we'd shout him out. So what's his? It's
Law _
Lamar.
Lamar 25.
Yeah.
Okay. So LAW_Lamar 25.
Yes.
Go check out Lawrence. I went through his page today. Saw some of his videos. They're
Good.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
They're on Jason's level. I mean they do skits together. So of course
Yeah,
they're going to
for
be
sure.
funny too. So go check it out. I will have that on the podcast page later today. By the time y'all are listening to this, I'll go check that out. Kawhi is a jerk in this video.
Hey, he's just
Kawhi is a
airing
jerk
out
in
how he
real
feels.
life.
Well,
Whoa.
You heard me.
hey, here's one of these Spurs fans getting
Yeah.
in their feelings.
Pet peeve of
I'm not
mine.
mad that he left. To clarify, I'm mad how he did it.
You're mad that he took Danny Green with him.
I'm mad. The best thing Kawhi ever did for San Antonio.
Danny's back in the finals again.
You
We're
said
the
the dribbling
Spurs.
drills. Am I right?
Am I right? Am I right? But we're about out of time. Y'all go like, subscribe, share, follow. Let us know you're listening. Give us some feedback. I love the feedback. I don't care if it's negative or not. But
Make us better.
Yeah, make us. Yeah, let us succeed. Make us better. Whatever.
You
But-
should have a Q&A series. Allow your viewers to ask questions, and at
I
the
should
end have
see-
your Q&As.
Yeah, what I want to do is actually have people. I'm gonna have Sauce on the show. I think next week we'll do the we'll do the Father's Day episode, and then the week after that, I'm gonna have Sauce on it because I feel like Sauce would be pretty good on here. But he gives the most feedback, so might as well bring him on and let him talk. But sure, y'all go like Jason's the biggest Sauce fan in the world. But he can sit on that end of the table where next to Steven. But y'all go like, subscribe, follow Jay the Young, 40 Ounce of Great, Law_Lamar25, and also the Top of the Dude Chain podcast. And until next week,
shout out to Havoc.
We'll
good looking on the beat. Forever P.
Bye-bye.
Street life was good. About to go in, son. Look, red bones and red bottoms. Like Red Bull, we gon' give them wings, we red dot them. Candy rappers, send them in, we red hot them. Headshot them, go against migraine, get head problems. Big dummy, garbage rappers, we red fox them. Shoot an actor in high depth and red box them. Tip the scales in my favor, stay in your top 10. If life's like a triple beam, I'm weighing my options. Y'all like why meth, you high meth. Keep a big popper, cause I ain't ready to die yet. I digress, or I'm just too intense to digest. Stretched in a Pyrex, compliments to my chef. Game ain't been the same since I left. Is they really crooks or just a pain in my neck? Wu-Tang, ain't no lanes in my set. Fresh pair of Nike Airs, I just do it for my check. I'll be the first to tell these rappers, get your bars up. Shout to P, you know it's havoc when we mob up. I tell that smut, date over, pull your drawers up. Cigar guts, all up in the club, putting squad up. Throw your squad up. Throw your squad up.